The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's live edition of the Whitfield Report.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Whitfield!
On mobile and YouTube and all the other places. Joined here by Max and Morpheus, and for the second week in a row, Fluffy Phil.
We have not been kicked off YouTube. Holy shit.
No, I know.
They didn't even kick us off for reading Gantwell's gay porn.
I know. That's
Sam, now you've been an author. You've even voice acted things before. How is voice acting a gay porn story different? Anyway, never mind. We're on to different things.
It's way different than like reading a political thriller. How it's different than even
what if
writing
it's political gay porn.
Well, you gotta get through your revulsion. Anyway, it's a lovely evening for a Whitfield report.
It is, and actually, before we start the show, I kind of wanted to explain to some people tonight's title of the show, "Darkest Before the Dawn," because things have been pretty dark, over the past couple weeks. With the Charlie Kirk, assassination and this, church. Why I don't really know what to call other than a massacre that happened in Michigan. Tragic.
We'll definitely have some stuff to talk about on that for sure.
We do, but everyone's been saying, man, things are just so dark right now. And that's true. Things have been dark, but as Max pointed out, on last week's show, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, things always get darkest just before good things occur. And so that's kind of, I guess, the theme of tonight's show. If I might put that out there at the outset. We do have some heavy topics to cover, but as always, we are pretty optimistic about the future, despite all that.
I've been watching Antifa get the shit kicked out of them. That's been an upper.
Yes.
It's about fucking time that these goddamn terrorist punks who have been for at least a decade that I've been dealing with them, they harass, they assault people, they vandalize, they cause destruction, mayhem, they break things, they throw piss bottles at police officers in Boston. Some of them were convicted for that because in Massachusetts, you'll actually get convicted here, even if they are liberal justices, because people here like law and order, even the liberals, strangely enough. So you get away with assaulting a lot of people. You won't get away with assaulting a cop in Massachusetts. That one ain't gonna happen. So
yeah.
But they've been with impunity most other places. I just earlier this year, Sam, you remember I did the Riot Watch both in LA and Portland streams, and my cameraman it was Seattle, not Portland, sorry. My cameraman that I was watching and talking to in chat in Seattle was famously, and it was all over the news, assaulted by Antifa. They warned him they were going to do that. They told him he needed to leave, and he said, well, I don't want to. And they're like, well, you're entitled to do whatever you want, which is their commie speak for get the fuck out of here or we're going to hurt you. 15 minutes later, they come hit him with a fucking bike lock in the back of the fucking head like cowards and start stomping on this guy. He wasn't a political guy, by the way, Sam. He was a dude, bro, construction worker who happened to work across the street, and he saw a happening, so he pulled out his phone. And they beat the shit out of him. Caused brain damage.
Yeah.
So when I say I take glee in these punks, in the act of criminality, in the act of illegal protests, and in the act of, by the way, if you're Antifa, you're all like, well, Antifa's not a group, it's an idea. And I associate with that idea. Well, if you associate with that fucking idea, you're a terrorist. That's how it works.
Facts.
So you are illegal. Any Antifa protest is now unlawful forever. Well, until somebody undoes it. But the point being, right now, it is an unlawful protest that you're doing. When the cops come out there and they actually unleash them, I'll tell you, me and Shmuley have been using the catchphrase unleash the police for about 10 years regarding these riots. We watch all of them. We sit there. We've watched things that people that haven't even made the news, people getting shot right in the middle of fucking riots that nobody even covers, long before 2020 even. And it's always these fucking rich, spoiled white kids from the fucking suburbs that go to the fancy universities, and they're the ones that will break a goddamn window and say, let's go loot a store, and that starts a chain reaction. They're the ones that will throw the first brick. They're the ones that will hit a fucking cop, and then they sneak off into the back and let all the other stupid peaceful protesters that to them are just cover take the fucking fall for it because they don't care, because they're accelerationists. We've discussed this recently. The idea of they want things to be awful. They want you to be uncomfortable. They want things to be bad. So you say, please, Mr. Communist, fix it. And they'll fix it for you. And it'll cost you everything. And your kids and your grandkids too.
Well, and that's kind of what, concerns me and a lot of other people about. Believe it or not, Max, I actually have a lot of New Yorkers who are very concerned about Kami Dami, as I call him, winning the mayoral race.
Yeah, because people I get it. There's a tendency from people who aren't in blue states to say fuck people like me. Right? We live here. We just got to deal with it. But okay, but I'm here. You know what I mean? And I can't just move. It's not so fucking easy as people want it to be. And I live in a place that sucks. That's it. Like Massachusetts, there was a news story. I retweeted it like a week ago. $100 million, Sam, on giving $4,000 stipends, cash stipends each month to the illegals, plus $500 in food stamps. $4,500 worth of free shit a month for illegals from the state of Massachusetts. And they have the audacity to sit there and tell us these people don't take any form of fucking welfare?
Yep. Same thing here in fucking New York.
I want to point out, too, Max, that, while we're recording this on Wednesday night, for those of you listening to this later on the podcast feed or wherever, I believe that the government has either shut down or is on the verge of a shutdown. And from what I'm hearing,
it will be shut down as of midnight tonight, Sam.
Good.
There is no stopping it at this point. They could convene tomorrow and fix it. But yes, it will be shut down at midnight. Well, actually, no, it's been shut down since midnight. My bad. Well, so we are in a shutdown currently.
Well, from what I've heard, the shutdown is occurring because the Dems want to keep pushing this welfare to the elite.
Correct.
Yeah, they want to fuck people like you, me, and everybody else.
Right off the boat kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it was a hard line for them. They said they would not pass it without that. So here we are.
Yeah.
So if you're a lot of our audience, Sam, as you know, like me and Mort, for good examples of this, actually Phil to some degree too, and yourself, are more independent minded. We're not party loyalists.
Yeah,
But you want to keep things like that in mind when you see the Democrats say, this is what matters to us so much that we'll shut the government down. And the answer to what that is not you and your interests. It's
Yeah,
illegal.
no, it's always the fucking
medical.
illegals for the Dems.
yeah.
Every single motherfucking time, it's the fucking illegals.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Phil here particularly because you might not remember this, but a few years ago when you came on my show, you were one of the few people who said to give Fetterman a chance, and Fetterman actually seems
You're
to be
right.
breaking rank with a lot of Democrats on this
If I
whole.
remember, Sam, Shmuley was saying that, and I was on the fence, and then Phil was actually the one that came in and said he made a case or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll take a look. And man, were they both right?
Yeah,
But I mean, like, well, the thing with Pennsylvania, and like, it's really a purple state. It really is. Like, you're not going one extreme or the other and expecting to get a seat really anywhere
There's a
outside of Philly.
hardcore working class unionist element that you
Yeah.
cannot ignore in Pennsylvania as a whole, but especially around Philly and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, like there's I mean, you do have your extremists in some of the cities, but but for the most part, you got a whole state of just like purple.
Working class.
Yeah, and
It's one of the
so you're
most
not,
working class states, like per capita,
Yeah.
I believe, in the country.
yeah.
like you're talking about like even like Josh Shapiro. A lot of people don't like Josh Shapiro, but he's actually kind of one of the more moderate Democrats out there. I'm not saying I
if
like.
you go too far
Yeah.
left, he'll just lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you can't go far right either because you had Doug Mastriano. He was trying to go real super far right, and like they weren't the state wasn't having that either. Like it's a very purple. So I'm like, okay,
It's a bit like that here as well. Like people will, Charlie Baker was a Republican during COVID, and he was like mega lockdowner because he had to appeal to the Boston demographic of voters, and they're Democrat. And if you don't win at least a portion of them, you just lose.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, Fetterman surprised even me though. Like, I got to be honest. Like, I was expecting him to be like moderate, but I wasn't expecting him to be this fucking moderate. I'm actually, even I'm kind of impressed. Like, he had that.
The
stroke
one thing
all of a
I
sudden,
know
everything
about him is everybody made fun of his like intellect, right? But I see a man who does a lot of critical thinking on issues because he can articulate his position.
Yeah.
He's actually, yeah. I mean, he does have thought. Like he has this appearance. Like when you look at him, he has this appearance, like it's like a big oofy ogre looking motherfucker. But like when you hear him talk, it's actually very okay. This guy does have some critical thought. He does have some.
And I know something about being a big ogre looking motherfucker, so.
Well, I want to point out that like Fetterman had like a literal stroke, if I remember correctly, like
Right.
during
That's a lot of the reason why people were shitting all over him
during his campaign. He still won, and then I also want to point out that like even despite his impediment and whatnot, and all his condition with the stroke, like he was more competent and more coherent than Joe Biden was. In fact, that was for a lot of my Democrat friends at the time. I was like, wait a minute, something might be off with Joe, because this guy Fetterman, he just had a stroke. And he's more coherent, and and
Well,
thoughtful than
not only
Biden
that,
is.
not okay, like he ran against Dr. Oz, who really wasn't a Pennsylvanian. And
That
there's
was
certain state,
Shmuley's point. Shmuley's point to me was when he was still running, was like, look at who he's running against. It's
yeah,
Dr. Oz. How cringe is that? And I was like, you know
yeah,
what, Shmuley? You might have a point, but he
yeah.
is half retarded. But then you came on and you mentioned a whole bunch of the demographics. I don't remember exact, but I know it was you. And you were like, look at the demographics and stuff. And I was like, okay. And
But
then
it's
I was like,
like Pennsylvania, there's like a handful of states that are very like proud of their state. Like there's very and
yeah,
Pennsylvania is definitely one of them. Like if you're not going to be one of these people that's like from out of the state and
y'all got
expect to just
tribes within your state.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's like the Philly side versus Pittsburgh versus the different yeah, there's tribes within tribes, and
Yeah. But this is part of the I mean part of the reason why Trump has had so much success in Pennsylvania where other Republicans haven't is like he's had a lot of associations with a lot of the key demographics within the states, like the Polish. Like there's a good Polish uh, population within the state. You have a lot of Eastern European uh, like immigrants and stuff like that in within the state. There's a lot of that Trump kind of relates to, whereas your typical Republican really doesn't. So it's like,
well, that's the thing is if they're looking at a state that has, let's say, a similar makeup, their strategy, typical like neocon, let's say, like the Bush style Romney,
yeah,
they look at y'all's state the same way they're looking at the out west states and the southern states because of the way it's made up. And that's why they haven't been able to make any headway there in all those years. Is exactly what you're saying. Is they were looking at the state rather than the makeup of the people and the kind of ethos y'all got out there.
hmm
And so that like going really far into like hellfire and brimstone type of rhetoric isn't going to play as well in Pennsylvania. It's just not because they try to like politically, at least, you try to steer everybody towards the center.
Yeah,
well, you have this natural friction. Like even with you do have extremes,
Yeah,
but they're like small forces
they have to
that
latch on to the other
right,
one side or the
right.
other because they have no power otherwise.
You do have like a you have a slim social you do have a slim socialist base where you have them in like Philly, you have them in yeah, you have some in Pittsburgh, but and some in Harrisburg, but it's not big. And then you have some deep hard religious people in this state as well. Like
Right.
you've got your Amish, you've got
Yeah,
your
you got the
Mormon
Mennonites.
base, you've got your Mennonites, you've got
Yeah.
a lot like they're like very, very stern. And it's like, well, most people are just working class. They're just trying to they're trying to pay the bills. They're trying to get by. It's a very and there's a lot of industry in this state. There's a lot of
If you go back
um,
to the 80s, kitchen table issues have won every time in Pennsylvania.
yeah, yeah, and it's like they get up there. There are extreme, and I know a couple of like of the Democrat politicians that are trying to be kind of progressive, and I always tell them that like you're like if you that your progressive shit'll work if you stay in Philadelphia, it'll probably work. You stay in Harrisburg, it'll probably work. But if you're trying to be a senator or you're trying to be like a governor or you're trying to be, like anything, like an attorney general
Uh,
or something like that,
Frank,
you're gonna you
Frank in
have
the
to
chat asked, "Do Amish and Mennonites even vote?" Which,
They
yes,
did. They rolled out. Normally, no, but they did roll out for Trump. In fact,
they,
the Mennonites and the Amish were one of the big demographics that pushed Trump,
they
that
don't
pushed
make a
Pennsylvania on
habit of
the edge. Yeah,
You really have to energize that base.
because it's not the first time people said it was the first time they've come out to vote. It's not the first time they've ever come out to vote, but I believe it was like the last time was like to vote against World War II or something like that.
right. Well, there was issues with like there was like agricultural and Green New Deal issues that were rubbing
Right.
Mennonites and Amish the wrong way because farming is like a very huge thing with them, and that a lot of those like environmental like they were trying to get rid of some of the fertilizers and the pesticides and stuff like that, which
Mhm.
some of them were okay, but some of them were like, well, shit, they're natural because we've been doing it for like tens of hundreds of years, and like there's no way we're gonna just get rid of that. Well, well, oh, you're gonna try to screw me over? Okay, we'll take our chances with Trump, and that's pretty much what happened with the Amish and the Mennonites.
Well, and
And
I saw partially some of them mention that they didn't like Democrats, the perception of the attack on religion by Democrats.
Right.
there was a little bit of that too. There was a little bit of that too.
That's a lot of the reason a lot of Roman Catholics in this area also went Trump is they felt like if you're attacking God, you're attacking us, basically. Or the idea of people being able to practice freely or whatever.
And that's the one thing that personal story. It's one thing I don't understand about my stepfather is he's very much a staunch Roman Catholic. Very goes to church every Sunday. Does all of the things. Has since I've been a child, and he fucking hates Trump. Loves the fucking Dems, and I don't fucking get it.
Well, I can maybe shed some light on that more because there are a lot of Democrats, particularly boomers.
You love Dem, Sam? This is shocking news here on the Whitfield Report.
Well, I don't like the Dems now, but
Okay, thank God. I was about to quit.
but there I do have Democrat relatives though, mostly
Oh, well, you
boomers
gotta love your people.
who they still think that the Democrat Party is like the party from like the 60s of JFK that's like very like heavily Catholic.
And
They
that the
don't
woke is sort of the new civil rights era for a lot of them, it seems.
yeah,
Like they're
but they
getting their dopamine hits the same as they
Oh,
would have.
and we had a family thing this past weekend, and I tried pulling something up to prove a point to him over the weekend. Flat out fucking tells me, I'm not going to look at it. Then what the fuck are you bringing it up for?
yeah, more
Because
that
I have to beat you over. See, it's weird. It's like you either gotta get you to agree with them, but they know that you're not going to, so then they just gotta get you one. And if you have a counter response, they don't want to hear it because they just wanted to get you one, and it is very toxic.
And that's the thing. This motherfucker. It's been a back and forth thing with him and I, probably since like 2020, 2021. We do take constant digs at each other, and I'm constantly pulling things up, pulling things up, pulling things up. He never looks at a goddamn fucking thing. He just sucks on fucking CNN's fucking cock and never believes anything else.
Well,
uh,
it's not mattering as much anymore because the partisans are getting outweighed by normies who are sick of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I guess, speaking of things people are getting sick of, I got a list if you want to get into that.
Oh yeah, let's get into the
Normies.
list.
Because you guys didn't even know when I said the top 10 list for today, by the way, is top 10 reasons to cancel Netflix. And everybody in the room was like, oh, we're doing that again? I thought we already did that. Yeah, but normies have now figured out that Netflix is full of shit that's not appropriate for children.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and they're not
Uh,
liking it. And I've seen Sam, I saw so many people posting they're canceling Netflix like screen caps today. So
Yeah.
I figured it would be yes, we're ahead of the curve. We're hipsters. We're cool. We all were like, let's cancel Netflix years ago. But now normies are doing it. It's not cool anymore. But hey.
Yeah. Well, Elon was the one that's like when I guess there was one cartoon that came out with Netflix with that had like transgenders in them or something like
Oh,
that.
I got you covered.
Right.
yeah.
So Elon retweeted it and is like, "Oh, I'm canceling my Netflix subscription, and you all should do the same." Which, of course, you the CEO of fucking X says something like that, people are going to follow suit naturally. But
Yep.
like,
Well,
I
and a lot
mean,
of them didn't know that there was a lot of this content on there. They're actually rather than just taking his word for it, they're going and looking and being like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
And so it's a mix of reasons that you should cancel Netflix and stuff on Netflix that should make you want to cancel it, if that makes sense.
Which
Yeah,
I
makes
which
sense.
which I'm curious, like, considering that, like, I don't really go on Netflix. I have a friend's account that I could use, but I never go on there.
I have a
Well,
family account.
you know, there's all kinds of situations. I'm just sort of generally saying these are reasons that Netflix is fucking terrible. So these are the top 10 reasons to cancel Netflix. Number 10, this one will affect you, Sam. WWE pay-per-views region locked outside of the US into a $30 plan on fucking ESPN. Right there.
That's gay.
So that's why
That's why somebody said use a VPN.
Let me explain.
yeah.
All their pay-per-views are on Netflix and everybody else gets to have it.
Yep.
But if you want to have it American, you have to pay ESPN $30 a month separately or get a VPN. But whatever. Anyway, number 9. This one's for you, Sam. Netflix and chill is degenerate. Get married, you heathens. I said it.
Nobody that is probably the gayest line ever. Like Netflix and chill. Like wait, at least nobody's watching Netflix. Like no,
I used to have
nobody.
to take a lady out to a theater, my friend.
I'm not,
Jeez.
You still have to
I'm not spending. I'm not spending
have to get
$100.
clean yourself up. Take the girl out to a movie.
That's right. Take her out to we can't really do like he's got a point. The movie's expensive as shit.
Yeah, you're like
Well,
for even for two people, it's like $100 by the time you spend money on the movie
well,
tickets, the drinks,
And they
the
all
fucking
suck now.
popcorn, the fucking.
Don't worry about it, Frank. You're good.
well, at the very least, though, gentlemen, at least here's what I've done. At least, like, rent a DVD or something. You know, put the effort in. I guess if you're crippled like Mort or I.
You could get dressed to go to a jazz festival, Samuel.
I do.
Anyway, number
Yeah.
8, he mentioned cartoon. I actually I thought I had the name right, but I had it wrong, and then my wife remembered it. Big Mouth, the pedo cartoon about underage kids having sex.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
If that
Not even-
doesn't get you to just continue it, then
I
look
was
it
like,
up. It's
that
actually a
was
thing.
such a fucking disappointment too. Like it was, I was like that it's propaganda when it's has people in the people that are in the cartoon that are normally funny aren't fucking funny. Like that's when you know that shit is propaganda.
Yep.
That's rough. That is rough. Number 7, different kind, but another show that they had, and it just kind of speaks for itself. Number 7 is Dear White People. Remember
Oh.
that, Sam? Remember
Oh.
Dear White People?
Oh yeah,
It's a show about how white people need to shut the fuck up.
yep.
And
It was
then
a
and
great.
then it turned out she was banging a white dude too, and the main character, I
Because of
guess
course,
it was. I don't know what the fuck.
Yep. Number 6, it could be number 1, Sam. Cuties.
that's only number 6.
Well, they're not really in any particular order. You just have to put them in an order to make a list. So, Cuties is, yeah. I mean, number 5 though, I think is higher up on the list if you count it. You don't go outside enough.
I was outside this weekend. Damn it!
But was it enough?
It was enough to make my new transitions lenses transition.
Oh my God, Morpheus's lenses transition. We're so happy for them. Do they have pronouns?
No,
Great. Awesome.
maybe dark and
Number
darker.
4, woke documentaries. Just all of them. Pick one. Anyone. Sam, they have a documentary on top of the fact that they made a series out of it as well, making Jeffrey Dahmer into a gay sex symbol. Sam, Jeffrey Dahmer killed gay dudes.
He ate them too, didn't he?
Yeah, he fucking
I
ate
know.
He literally, both figuratively and literally. Like, what the hell?
like sacrificed them to Satan and shit. I'm sure making him into an icon of gay fashion, whatever, that'll work out
Totally
great.
makes sense.
That's what we need. We need more Jeffrey Dahmers, right? Fuck's sake. Somebody's gonna cut that and say Max endorses more.
I wonder how many. I mean, honestly, I wonder how many gay people were about to watch that. Like, oh, I heard this guy eats gay people, and then they watched it. It was like, oh, he actually eats gay people. Oh,
Number 3, and see, we already touched on it, but number 3, you could go to the fucking movies with an IRL girl. What are you, a homo? Cancel
But
Netflix.
but are you sure she's really a girl these days?
Well, I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, you're a lost soul. Well, there was one more. But oh well, the number 2, and then I ripped the page. I ripped the page early, Sam. I ripped the page early.
He came too early.
Number 2, and this one is more general. She gave me the name, but I forgot it. So number 2 is Tranny Tunes for Tots, which is the one that Elon Musk's kid saw. It's Paranormal something Tranny Squad or whatever. Oh my God, I read them back and I threw it on the floor. Sam, I'm double fucked up today. We read them back before we get to number 1, don't we? Top 10 reasons to cancel Netflix. Number 10, WWE pay-per-views region locked outside the U.S. to a $30 ESPN plan. Number 9, Netflix and chill is degenerate. Get married, you heathens. Number 8, Big Mouth, the pedo cartoon. Number 7, Dear White People. Number 6, Cuties. Number 5, You Don't Go Outside Enough. Number 4, Woke documentaries. Number 3, You Could Go to the fucking movies with an IRL girl. What are you, a homo? Number 2, Tranny Tunes for Tots. And the number 1 reason to cancel Netflix, Sam. Remember when we win, do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
they do this. They do even with the. I noticed that they do the bait and switch with some of these shows too. Like, yeah, I remember The Ranch. Like how I liked the first couple seasons of The Ranch, and then in like the last season, they just went all they took this woke direction, and it just pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
My wife has gotten the name of the cartoon, and it is Dead End Paranormal Park. That's the specific Tranny Tune for Tots that we're talking about.
What the fuck?
Apparently, it's something with ghosts and gay people. Ghosts and trannies could make for a very funny comedy, honestly. But as a show for 7-year-olds, not a fan. I could see, like, imagine this, Sam. It's like, because like trainees are the modern version of like the old like comedy drag queen, right? And so you could have like a bunch of like really comical like RuPaul style trainees in like a house solving a murder or something, and there's a ghost. That might be funny for adults to watch and laugh at the weird people in the house with the ghost. But like as a cartoon that for children, like you got to understand that the entertainment children consume actually does have an impact on development in a lot of ways. And
Oh yeah,
if you don't believe me, then tell me you never enjoyed a cartoon in your whole life that you can still remember today.
Batman the animated series definitely had an impact on
We
me.
try to really screen our son's content. It's tough still. I mean, it's not easy. Oh my god, there ain't no fucking manual on it, right? Because the boomers they don't even understand this shit still. So it's not the generation that raised us is like, "Arr!" And the Xers are basically just as bad because they didn't have full on social media for their kids. We had social media a little bit like MySpace or something, maybe Facebook early days if you're a little younger, but it's tough to
Yeah.
navigate. What do you do about this? Is why I've been trying to educate parents about Roblox for the last like year, right?
Well, like I've just been telling like my friends who are parents, like just if there's a cartoon that you liked as a kid that you think is okay, like again, Batman the animated series, get the DVD and like just have your kids watch that, and it's a
Well,
bonding it's a bonding experience that way, I guess.
my boy
So
watched he really liked the original Power Rangers.
aw
Um
awesome.
and I mean, yeah, we try and just look at what he's watching, limit it, find, you, you don't have to watch every minute of things to get a
Right.
good idea of what's acceptable. But the problem is, when it comes to Netflix, a lot of them aren't. They're just almost half of them have some kind of messaging that I'm not okay with.
Yeah.
And then the ones that don't oftentimes kind of hint at it.
Oh, a lot of the kids program too, like even if it's not bad, it's just like it's dumb. It's like really dumbed down to the point where like you're like, what is my kid or whoever, my nephew, my niece, whatever, what are they getting from this?
Yeah, well,
So
and a lot of it, that's the thing. A lot of it, if it doesn't have any message, is just crap. It's like mind rotting garbage. I did
yeah.
video. I actually reran
Coco Melon.
a lot of old content, and one of them is the video social media rewires your brain that I did a couple years ago. I did a lot of research into that video. I actually have like studies and things presented in the video. Um, it's irrefutable, okay, that social media for adults lowers your memory, lowers your attention span. Like this is like one of the more well documented things about social media, actually, and the more studied things is, for example, the reliance on using pictures in social media, especially to spread pictures, reduces your ability to remember the actual events from your point of view and offloads a lot of that to the pictures themselves and videos.
Yeah, well, that's the whole Pixar didn't happen culture.
Right. But that, I mean, it's worse than that because they can't remember the things that they did without them.
Well, well, right, yeah,
So it's remarkable how it can affect adults in this way, and we can all sit there and watch it in real time, and then people can sit there and just let their kid unfettered access to it, and they're just like, "No, that's cool. There won't be any problem with that." Well, I don't know. My kid doesn't have like he doesn't talk to. He doesn't use the social media side of it. I think that's helpful.
What about your kid and like listening to music though? Like I'm curious about that too because Jake Widmer, one of my fellow authors in the Discord, he was saying that like I guess like Gen Alpha is using like some new slang that like he didn't understand, and I guess it like came from a song that like none of us had heard of.
Okay, could you explain it to the guy that usually understands this kind of thing? Because I'll probably know what you mean, but what you just said makes you sound older than me, bro.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're out of touch with the alpha slang?
Yeah,
Aren't you a Zoomer?
With Gen Alpha. Apparently 6-7 is like a apparently the number 6-7 is like a saying or a code
Okay.
or something now.
Sure.
I know what 6-9 is,
Oh my
but
god.
I
Yeah,
doubt
you're
very
now not only looking like my generation, but older than me. Now you're starting to make yourself in boomer tier. Keep going. This is remarkable. He's gonna be silent generation in no time.
well my grandparents were of the silent generation, so but
So were mine. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I'm talking about you. He's gonna be like, back in my day, we used to put an onion on our belt. Nah, man. Like, I get this a lot. Because I'm like into music, I tend to absorb a lot of slang. Also, language is like one of my favorite things. I guess if I was autistic and I have a special interest, it's the English language. So I tend to learn stuff. I'm not familiar with what specific song, but I have a feeling you're not explaining it particularly well. And some Gen Alpha kid would be like, "Oh yeah, like no, don't listen to him. This is what he's talking about." And I'd be like, "All right, I got you."
Yeah, I just have no idea what the term 6-7 stands for.
Okay.
Unless,
And you didn't look it up, and then you came on the show to talk about how boomer you are.
well,
I love this, Sam. You know, it's time we started becoming a comedy show again.
Well, yes, Max. Even if it is at my expense,
Especially those are the best ones because they're so rare, and everybody feels bad about laughing too. Because they're like, Sam, sorry, he didn't do anything actually wrong. Max is just overreacting and being a dick. Yes, all that.
Well,
we're back, Sam.
Well, Mort doesn't feel bad at all because, of course, he.
Why the fuck should I?
He's got you there.
Well, you know, you should have at least some feeling more. The fact that you can't feel anything, that's not good.
I have feelings for myself. That's about it.
Gary? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's later on tonight, Max.
No. After post Cantwell, I'm not gonna say jacking off is gay. As long as you're not doing it in a dude's butthole, it's fine.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the writing.
Apparently, that's what it is, Sam. It's nothing different than that. It's totally.
And then writing gay pornography about it.
So I've had people contact me about this now, Sam. Quick update. Cantwell is on the loose. He hopped I'm not joking. He hopped bail. by breaking his agreement to enter into a rehab program, and he put out a 50-minute video on Telegram. So I don't know.
He's out on the loose, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I don't know if he's to be considered armed because he's like poor and a felon and all that. Maybe dangerous, but definitely he is presumed to be extremely gay.
He is armed with something.
Well, I
More breaking news on his homosexuality as it comes, Sam.
I was going to try to make a joke like the juice is loose, but I don't know, like
The
OJ
crying Nazi is crying again. I don't know.
Well,
He
I,
well,
definitely
like
crying.
I think I found it. 6-7 meme is literally just dumb kids laughing at people saying 6-7 over and over again.
Shut the fuck up. Why did you tell him?
Because I was curious.
Oh. You weren't supposed to tell him. He's supposed, like, that's the joke. You're not supposed to tell old people the joke.
I mean,
I
I am.
what is stupid
The problem is this old person was curious.
I mean, both Moore and I are old cripple. We're old physically.
Facts.
That means I no-sold it too good, huh? Because you didn't know there was anything going on?
Yeah.
I called him Silent Generation Old, though, for not getting it.
Now, yeah.
Sometimes I play it too straight, and that was one of those cases. I apologize. Yeah, I knew exactly what the fuck that meant. It meant that you're not supposed to know what it means. You're supposed to be like, I don't get these kids today.
Yeah,
That's why I knew, because I do get. It's very funny. Actually.
Well, so apparently Jake Widmer, who works in a bookstore, got that done to him today too by
either that or he's using it to fuck with you, and then you went on your show and did it, and everybody laughed.
Well, knowing him, that could be the case too.
That would be based, and I'd have to give him I'd send him a thank you card or something, because that was good comedy right there.
Yeah, and you could
also had to go and ruin it.
And you could also send him, although he already has one, I think. You could also send him or any of your other friends or loved ones a copy of Since the Assassin, Book 4 in the Shadows of Deception saga, which you can purchase on Amazon. And
did I hear free short stories, Sam?
Yeah, there are free short stories on Substack too. So
yeah. Well, I thought that's a good time to promo that, right? Is like you're promoing your book, which, by the way, our internal team of Right to Offend offenseologists have determined that Sins of the Assassin will raise your testosterone levels and IQ, thus making your dick bigger, more attractive to women, smarter, and you'll probably make more money.
Most definitely. And not only will you make more money, but I'll make more money when you buy copies of Sins of the.
And then you can spend that money on whatever it is that they're doing, and you can loop it back and forth. So it's an infinite money glitch too.
Yes.
This book is well worth its price.
Yeah. If everyone bought a copy of Sins of the Assassin, we could actually solve the. Well, I don't know if we could solve the national debt crisis because, Well, it's a.
If we sold 10,000 copies, we would solve world hunger.
This is true.
I don't know how yet, but we'll get there.
I mean, I mean, it's as good of a solution as any for solving
Look, I'm
world.
starting one of these NGOs, Sam. What are we gonna do? Sell books. That
I
is
mean,
just as legitimate as when they made mice go trans.
I mean,
Maybe
Max.
we could get $3 billion in stupid grant money for testing how much your book raises testosterone versus Johnny Fox's book, which has been known to, make men testosterone levels shrink. Just
You
at the
know,
mere mention.
speaking of NGOs, I was thinking about a couple years back, and I think I've already shared this with Sam. Uh, I was thinking about making a NGO that was geared toward fixing the incel problem in America, and so part of what I would do is I would provide um, sexual services in the form of prostitutes for these. So I would take the money that would be donated to me or whatever government subsidies would be allowed, and then I would provide sexual services in the form of prostitutes or whatever to these incels. So it would take care of them because these kids are frustrated because nobody's touched their penis. So I would just, I would solve the problem. I'd be like, look, I get sandpaper Sally over here. She touches your ding dong here, and then hey, your problem solved.
Hookers for virgins?
Yes,
Hell yeah.
yes.
That
That's
already
what I'm.
has a ring to it, right? It's where oh my god, we would have a telethon for the Hookers for Virgins charity. That would be I've said like in all seriousness, I find a lot of men even up to and including the ages of like the early 30s that express to me that they did not have comfort in talking to women until well into their 20s.
Mhm.
Yep.
And man, I did not have that experience in life. And I do think social media had a large part in that because it wasn't a fucking thing. And so I was like, if I want to meet a girl who's gonna like pay attention to me,
Mhm.
I probably have to not talk to them and avoid them like the plague.
As a crippled gentleman in my early 40s now, I've been trying since my mid-teens.
Well, well, like not only that, not only would this be effective you know, to the obvious, but it would drive these people that have no purpose in the world, right? Because if one of these incels gets their dick sucked, then it's like, okay, you want to feel this amazing feeling again. Now you're going to have to get a job, go to school. You're going to have to make something
Well,
of
yeah,
your
you
life
got to
to
cut
feel
them
this
off,
feel.
right?
You
Just
want to
one.
feel this feeling again. You're going to have to make something of your life. And then boom,
Yeah,
productivity up the wazoo,
it's
right?
not infinite free. It's a one-time deal.
It's like drug deal. It's like a drug deal. Like, look, the first line's free, but then the next line you're gonna have to, you're gonna
Because
have to
I'm planning
shell
to
out
get
some
to go to the
cash.
brothel when everybody else.
I'm. I mean, it would be better too because I mean the hookers would at least be helping poor incels instead of the Washington elites who should be you know who should be married
Right.
and not
No,
seeking escort services in Washington D.C.
Well, we don't want to step on the there. See, the thing is, Sam, is that the hookers that he's talking about using are of age women, so there's no crossover with the DC elite
right,
'cause they're not using those.
exactly.
Facts.
Because you need somebody
Yeah,
experienced.
well
Like, are you talking? You
that's
need
true.
experience, and some of these, like the ones that are running in DC, they're not very experienced because, well, they're underage. So we don't want those. We don't want
No.
those. We need people with experience. Uh,
Yep. experience, a resume. They got to have a bank
Yeah,
account. You know,
you gotta have a body count, right? You got, you
probably
know,
some testing. Like definitely some testing.
testing.
Very
Yeah,
much testing.
well, it'll
Well,
be the
no, you know what?
it'll
It's
be the
fucking
finest of
welfare.
Chinese
Hold on.
testing.
It's welfare, so maybe you don't test because you kind of get what you get, you know?
So
It's
what?
like when you go down to like a government food pantry and they hand you moldy cheese, you know? It is what
So
it
yeah,
is.
that so that was
Yeah,
my
Somebody moldy.
idea, and I think that would be. I think it probably could have been very successful, but I was told that you know
I
It's a
may or
bit
may
too
not be.
forward thinking, I think.
Yeah,
I think it probably would have been better than any of the other USAID programs were out
right.
there.
But Sam,
Such a
I want to point out that I did just compare hooker pussies to moldy cheese. So there's that.
well, we're still not gonna get canceled.
I just wanted to
So
make sure everybody thought about that one for a second. Plus, it was fun to say, so I had to say it again. That's
it,
you.
it,
That's usually why I do these things, Sam. Is I'm having fun.
well, you know what? Why else, would you say something like that other than to have fun?
Now, what kind of cheese? Well, leave that up to your imagination, gentlemen.
Yeah, we don't need to go that much
Yeah,
into detail.
we're getting a little past the stomach part of the. Some of us ate late. Okay, we want to try to keep whatever the hell we ate.
Well,
But
see, that's why this is a get married, you heathen. That was why that was on the list. Because
it,
I have to say it. Because there's a
indeed,
fine woman out there that Sam's just holding off on somewhere. He should put a ring on it.
are you talking? Are you aware of someone that I'm not aware of,
I was gonna
sir?
say, is
Nope.
Sam holding off on her, or is she holding off on Sam?
Neither. He needs to find her and wife her.
We're
She's
we're
out there though.
I do know that. So
Because I mean, come on, ladies.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, but don't you
Got a new
don't you want to
wheelchair. It's pretty
don't
sick.
you want a chariot ride? Come on.
they all want to
Chariot rides are
ride.
fun.
They are.
Mhm.
So uh
Oh
on
man,
to
I guess we gotta talk about the church attack, huh? A little bit.
on to some serious
Bit of a
topics.
downer.
Yeah. Well, as just as soon as this ad,
You know, prayers and stuff to
yeah.
everybody affected.
So
How long did it take to politicize this one? Like 15 seconds?
10.
yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
So yeah, there was a Mormon
LDS was the
yeah,
appropriate term.
an LDS church shooting. I actually did not pay too much attention to the news. I generally, as a rule, don't pay too much attention to the news during the weekend, but when I saw this, I knew we kind of had to cover. And Max, I know you had some thoughts on this in particular, so I figured I would kind
Yeah.
of turn the floor over to you on this.
Well, sadly, my initial thoughts on it seem to be bearing out this afternoon. The attackers seem to have a bias against Mormons, and I kind of knew that immediately because he lit the church on fire. And not to get too deep into it because it's a bit hard, But the Mormons, the LDS, have been targeted in that way multiple times historically, where they were trapped in churches and burned by essentially Pinkerton agents in the 1800s when their church was kind of being persecuted by the government. So and many Mormons were killed this way. This is stuff you could look up. There was a big sort of barn congregation house that was burned in Utah. There was another one in like Arizona. This is integral to the LDS history, Sam. They know this really well. And so when the church was targeted in such a way and then lit on fire in such a way, when you say an act of terrorism, you couldn't make one more specifically suited for these people. To maybe, like, they had to have thought it was the end times. And I've been pointing out a lot of like anti-religious or specific strain of religious prejudice lately. I didn't see as much of the Mormon stuff because we don't have a lot of LDS out here. But yeah, it's wild that some people just praying in a church bothered this man so much.
Yeah.
And there's a second thing I'd like to get across real quick is an immediate reaction on the part of many Christians, and I'm using the term loosely for this, that before their children's blood had even dried, while their church was still burning, wanted to argue whether or not they were Christians. I think that is distasteful. You could have at least waited a day or so before you started what amounts to dehumanizing the victims and blaming them for what happened to them. That's all I really got at the moment, Sam.
Well, I would kind of agree with that. And
and I say the confirmation today. I say that because it came out that he had made prior statements against Mormons specifically, like I hate Mormons and such, to family members and friends and such. He said they were the Antichrist. So it was certainly a motivating factor, if not the primary one.
Yeah.
Like I said, a prayer to all our LDS friends, and
Yeah.
There are brothers and sisters in Christ, point blank, period. Please say that.
Maxine says to say, no matter what, there are brothers and sisters in Christ, point blank, period.
Yeah.
And they suffered a great deal of hurt, and it's awful, and it's amazing because the left celebrated it too. They celebrated when they found out that the guy wasn't like an Antifa tranny. They celebrated it wasn't their guy. So they'll celebrate when it is their guy. They'll celebrate when it's not their guy. It's really disgusting. Frankly, is never my guy because I don't endorse this kind of violence ever. Right? So I don't care who he voted for.
Same.
If you hate Mormons enough to go and murder them in their church, you're not my side. That's not my side.
I would even say if you hate innocent Muslims enough to do that, you're not on my side.
Yeah, a place of worship is a particularly cowardly and egregious thing.
Indeed.
So, I don't know. If I basically got everything I got to say out there, Sam. So,
yeah, I don't.
We could sit here and go into the details of the guy and all that shit like other people do, but it doesn't. I don't think it really fucking matters, to be honest with you.
I really don't have much else to say other than what you said.
And I don't like naming these people because it gives them fucking the fame that they're seeking.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough where you come from, where I come from at these is like, even if their motivations are political, that really doesn't matter to me because it can't be aligned. It's impossible to be aligned with my politics and commit terrorism. That's one of the core tenets of my philosophy in life, is that you could achieve a lot more through talking than you can through violence. So
Yeah.
anyone using violence as their motive for things like this cannot be aligned with me. It's impossible. I denounce it. Hey, see how easy that is, Sam? Denounced. Guys fucking denounced. Obviously. I don't care who he fucking voted for. He could have voted for Trump 3 times. I don't fucking care.
Right.
He could vote for me. I don't fucking care. Piece of shit. Burn in hell.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate that people are cheering about it too. Like that's
cheering that it happened because it's accelerating towards their gun control narrative, cheering that it wasn't their guy, cheering when they heard he had apparently been a Trump voter or whatever. Yeah, they didn't cheer about the death like they did with Charlie, but they're still cheering, and they're cheering about awful things. And I just hope people remember that the next time they come up for election.
yeah.
You know, it seems like people are starting to have an idea, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will indeed. Well,
sometimes these things get like lost in the wayside in a year, you know?
yeah, people's I mean, as you just said, people's attention spans are increasingly shorter, it seems, and the news cycle is even
The
shorter
news
than that.
cycle runs, it's so short now that it's actually multiple news cycles at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
There's like 3 major stories going on at any given time for you to pay attention to, so that you don't pay attention to, like, I don't know, the grass outside, or praying, or being with your family, like anything but that.
That's
That's
why
I do a lot of that shit, Sam.
Well, that's why I don't pay attention to the news on the weekend. Like I understand that you saw like Antifa getting the shit kicked out of in Portland.
No,
But
I
like,
wasn't watching news, Sam. I was watching my cameraman homies that had went out to cover it because they finally got to see Antifa get theirs. Most of my boys that have been out there filming these motherfuckers have had the worst things happen to them, and so they went out to film. So I wasn't watching the news. I like knew a guy who was going out here and a guy who was going out there, and I looked at their clips later because the news didn't cover it well at all.
well, let me rephrase them. When I mean the news, I mean like current events and whatnot.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So, but anyway, I actually do have some good news, I guess, though, to kind of counteract some of that bad news. And Moore shared this with me earlier this week, so I thought it was worth covering because all these leftists, they love to be like, oh, but what about right-wing, political violence? Will you guys condemn that? Well, we do have an instance of the right doing just that. So,
Yeah, we just did.
yeah.
Easy. It's not hard.
But
Don't let them fool you. It's easy to say violence is bad.
But here's another instance. So out of Texas, this guy here was arrested for threatening a pride parade.
Hold up. It's a pride parade. I get that. But you want to threaten a fucking pride parade in Texas? Are you retarded? Those queers are going to be packing, bro.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
in there. Well, they're going to be packing. Not just fudge.
No, they're gonna be packing
Ah,
more than
All kinds of things.
oh,
yeah.
large pieces of furniture, industrial food making equipment. Ah.
But
But no, like all jokes aside, like wouldn't Texas be the worst place to attack a pride parade because it has the highest chance of the most people at that parade being armed?
You
yeah,
would think so.
and so I'm not gonna read the whole article, but the gist of it is essentially this retard thought that this would be some like good retaliation for
Oh god, I see his little quote there. What a fucking faggot. Hey, you know who's the faggot? It ain't the pride parade, it's you.
yeah.
Revenge. How is jeez. Yeah, because that's what Christians are big on, bro, is revenge. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing they're known for. Is revenge.
And also, dude, I don't know if you know this. Obviously, he's not watching this because he's in jail now.
Hey, no, we have a big jail audience, I'm sure of it.
But you know,
Only Cantwell.
Charlie Kirk actually hired like gay conservatives. So like, what is targeting a gay pride parade like? What is that? What is that accomplishment? If you want to go like seek vengeance on anyone, go tangle with Antifa. They're the ones cheering Charlie Kirk's
Wait,
death.
gays even can be conservative now because they can conserve the culture that they had. Man, did anybody have a problem with 90s gays?
Nope.
No.
That was actually a pretty cool culture for them. It leaned into their femininity, but also like allowed for them to not just be like women, or try to be women like they are now. They had art, like that was specific to their community. They had, were well known as like being, well mannered and things.
They
Well,
actually believed in men and women.
Hell, Will and Grace could be funny, and that's like the gayest show of all time. Like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, motherfuckers were like, "Look, these fags are doing all kinds of butt stuff, but they know how to decorate, obviously." And they do, or they did. Look at them now. Gay people used to be known for having good aesthetics. Is that true anymore?
No.
no.
No. So if you were a gay conservative, you'd be wanting to conserve that aesthetic, right? Of like looking good and being presentable to your community and things like that. So yeah, you could totally be a gay trying to conserve something.
Right.
Because woke definitely took it. Now they're telling you, look, it's not good. Like there used to be gay dudes who were just like, look, I like dudes and I am a dude. And so like why would I want to look like anything else? And why would I want somebody who looks like anything else?
Right.
They wanted masculine men, they wanted to be masculine men, and that was the thing. And now they tell them to cut their penis off. Well, it's hard to be a masculine man without your twig and berries.
Oh my god.
I'd say it's impossible.
I think it's possible. Like let's say they got ripped off in an accident. You already have man points just for that, right?
Yeah, sure.
But if you intentionally cut them off, it's probably impossible, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know though. If you do it in the name of God, like some kind of eunuch, maybe that's kind of manly.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's smart, Sam. I'm saying it's masculine to say, you know what? I believe in God so wholeheartedly, I'm going to cut my dick off. Just so I don't touch anything inappropriate with it.
I
That's
mean,
pretty masculine.
Wouldn't it be more masculine to deal with it and actually suppress the temptation?
Yes, but masculine can also be impulsive. So it's both, really. Either way, if you do it to be a woman, you're inherently not masculine. We're arguing about niche cases here. Look, if you get trans surgery, you're never gonna be masculine. And by the way, that includes chicks. Or he, hims, or whatever the fuck they want to be called. Like, you're never gonna be masculine. You're just a chick with like a flap fucking sewn onto you.
Yeah. Either way, though, this dude, and I don't even care to say his name, but this dude is a total F slur.
He's not one of ours, that's for sure.
For quite some time, and then in jail for even longer.
Yeah, and see,
and he's lucky one of those gay people didn't shoot him cold dead when he tried some shit in Texas, of all fucking places.
Yeah, but see, I want to point out here, like, nobody on Twitter is like trying to defend the guy or start like GoFundMe campaigns or writing think pieces about how it's actually the gays' fault or anything like that. I mean, everyone has universally like condemned this guy on.
It's not that hard.
No, it's not, as we've demonstrated twice. So yeah.
This episode.
That's like, it requires like saying words that I might get held to a standard at some point. That's hard.
Well, funny thing about that, Max. I mean, the left is finding out about standards, a lot these days, because after Charlie's assassination, we're kind of done. It's like, well, if you were pushing cancel culture, then maybe maybe you should be afraid that, that consequence culture should be a thing. So,
hey man, I got canceled for singing "God Bless America" at the Straight Pride Parade. The least we could do is cancel them for singing a terrorist theme song at the Antifa parade. Mine was not a terrorist theme song. It was "God Bless America."
That's fair.
Off key and loud, and nobody joined me because nobody's as patriotic as me. God damn it, or stupid, or both.
Well, being patriotic is never stupid, Max.
I was moved, Sam. The music was playing, and there was the queer guy on the Straight Pride Parade float with his sparkly hat waving at people like Milo. It was Milo, in fact. And it was playing "God Bless America." And I was like, "God bless America." Nobody joined. What do you do? Do you stop? Do you just trail off?
No, Max. You keep on.
You keep on, because even if you want to, there's already 15 people looking at you funny. And if you just trail off, and it turned out that somebody was filming it, and it ended up on one of those like viral, like, not BuzzFeed, but the shit like that. And so there's just a clip that's got like 88 million views of me singing "God Bless America" off key, because they thought that was the funniest thing ever at the Straight Pride. They were making fun of me, which is fine, because I'm a big hairy retard. But the joke's on them, because none of them understood my sign.
No.
It's been 6 years, Sam, and I stand by it. Make normalcy normal again. It's a simple concept. I don't know why this confuses people.
Now, see, Max, I am confused, but I'm confused about why it confuses other people, Max. That's the confusing part to me.
Yeah. Well, I got it. I figured it took me 6 years, but I figured it out. See, if you don't understand it, it's because you're the one that's not normal.
Oh,
Right.
well that.
Everybody normal I talk to understands it just fine.
Well, well then I guess I am normal then.
Yeah. So that's
You're
how.
not normal, Sam. We wouldn't get we wouldn't get along if we did.
And you know what's weird, Sam? You know who
Well, that's
never
true.
gets it? The Andromedans.
So
Now you can tell without even the glasses. You just say, make normalcy normal again. And they're like, what does that mean? And you know it's an Andromedan at that point.
how many Andromedans, since you're the expert, Max, how many Andromedans are
1 in 5.
Antifa? Really, only 1 in 5 Andromedans in Antifa?
Oh, Antifa's probably like 5. I meant like normal people. Like every person on Earth, it's like 1 in 5 are Andromedans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to know about Antifa specifically because like they look alien.
Well, they're mostly made up of like the lizard people, but the lizard people like murk out for the Andromedans. Like they get paid by the Andromedans to cause chaos because that's what lizard people do. They like chaos.
Yeah.
Keep with me, Sam. This is basic stuff here. See, that's how the lizard men got here in the first place. Is that the Andromedans kind of used them as like the ground troops to move them in first. But the problem is the shapeshifters. You know what I mean? Like the snake people. Is what happened is they're like a mutant off-breed of the lizard people. So now the Andromedans, they got these rogue snake people running amok, and the lizard people that they can't really control. That's the thing, is lizard people are prone to violence. You know what I mean? Because they're lizards. And then they got the regular Andromedans who are trying to control the levers of power, but it doesn't seem to be working so well right at the moment. And they are all scared of Elon Musk's robot army. And rightly so. Because that will even the playing field against the Andromedans and finally win this intergalactic war that we've been in for centuries. I'm very hopeful for the future, Sam.
I am too. The darkest is darkest just before the dawn. And
well, and they're all just literal demons at the end of the day.
They really are.
Yeah. I meant the left, not the Andromedans and the lizard people so much. Just like your average Antifa member.
No, I totally know that's what you
yeah.
That's what you
They
meant.
live in these big rundown buildings having gross orgies and doing drugs and communist workshops where they learn how to scream rape when a cop touches them. That's true. That's real. And then they get paid this money from like Soros orgs and shit to sustain that lifestyle. It's absolutely disgusting. Most of them have AIDS. Antifa. That's a common thing for Antifa to have AIDS. If not AIDS, probably the clap, gonorrhea. Syphilis seems common because they're all crazy. I think Cantwell has syphilis too, to be honest with you, because he has a lot of the symptoms. Anyway, gay degenerate.
What doesn't Cantwell have?
Weird, gross diseases is the point. Especially if you sleep with an Andromedan. That's how you get everything. It's where AIDS came from. It came from Andromeda. Did you know that, Sam?
Oh, so that's what Fauci doesn't want us to know.
Yeah. See, gay people didn't used to get it, and then all of a sudden the Andromedans showed up, and then there was AIDS. That's because Andromedans can't keep their dick in their pants. Or, I don't know, dick might not be a story. It's like
I mean, it falls off.
So kind of turtle-y.
Can't keep it in their pants.
Can Andromedans even wear pants?
Well, yeah, but they gotta have a special hole for the tail.
Oh my god.
Like just through the underwear. It's a
tail,
little tail. It doesn't peek out the back or nothing, but you wouldn't see it anyway because of the radio transmissions and the Frankenstein eyesight radio and television waves, you know? See, because they got a base on the moon, Sam, with the communist computer gangster god. And what he does is all your phone stuff and like your eyesight, Frankenstein television, and radio earphones gets transmitted to the communist computer gangster god, who then gives that information in a more distillated form to the Andromedans, who then drop off little bits of info here and there to the lizard men. And then sometimes the snake people will just do some shit because they're snakes.
Right.
Yeah. But one day, Sam, one day, he will come, the one who has the power to overcome all of it. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, he got this sword deal, and he's going to be on a horse, and he's going to go, whatcha! And then it's going to be like, cool after that. It's chill. It says so in the book, man. I read it.
Yep.
He got this. It's a fire sword, too. Just like, what's more badass than a fire sword, Sam?
Not much else.
There you go. So, like, we ain't got to worry too much about all them. You know, you just got to keep aware of their goings on a little bit.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. In all seriousness, that's why I'm saying, like, you know, I understand it is easy, I think, for people to get, like, you know, down about, like, you know, the shooting and the.
Leave it to you to make sense out of what I just said. I love it. Keep going.
Well, you know, between. Hey, you make more sense than Alex Jones does, like, infinitely.
Because my lore is more consistent.
Yeah, yes, that is true, and yet it's a damn shame that you're not as famous as he is.
I don't know if I'd want to be $18 trillion libel suit fucking famous.
Well, yeah, not that, not famous in that way. I mean,
Sam, I was gonna do a new cringe coffee house. I'm devastated about this, Sam. Dave called multiple agencies asking them an insane list of demands to move him to New York at their cost because he's unhappy in Delaware. Not that there's anything wrong where he's at. Anyway, he called social workers all over the Northeast and recorded it and put it on YouTube, Sam. And I was like, this is an episode of my show for sure. And all of the audio is unlistenable. That's crackly and I'm so mad, Sam. You had one job, Dave.
And when you can't fix it, Max, that's a problem.
I can't. He's got like a device in between his phone or something interfering with the actual signal he's recording.
That sucked.
do you think maybe he did that as like an anti-Max device?
No, because he's put up tons of these. Like this has never happened before. I think that whatever he used to record it, just because his audio on his videos has changed. I think his old camera died and he's using his phone and his phone has shittier audio. Either way, I'm devastated because it's so funny. Him trying to tell them to give him $10,000 so he can move to New York, Sam. It's so fucking funny, but it's literally constant static that it's unlistenable.
I had fun rewatching some of the Johnny Fox streams that you.
Yeah, that one did well. I've been trying to do themed marathons. I did the RTO one with like 90% of that is clips from this show. That was fun.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one was fun.
There was some in there I hadn't watched since I put them up, and I was like, "Oh man, this is pretty funny."
The prettiest girl in the Discord one. That one never fails. I hadn't seen that one in like a long
That one's
time.
always the highlight.
Yeah, and I figured the idea with the stream there was like I'd start with my first encounter with him, and I did early in the morning. I figured it would play like all day, and it did. And then the last is the very, very last hour of the whole thing was the fuck me, Kimmy. You're the most beautiful girl in this. Yeah, I figured it. It's fun because my show is built like that, where I tell a narrative, and then the end is usually the climax. But in that case, it's also the meta has that too, right? There's like an up and down with Johnny Fox. I did the freaking oddity stream, like the cringe coffee houses on subjects that only did once type of deal. That one was fun too, because I hadn't watched some of those in years, including the Straight Pride episode. I hadn't watched it because originally when I put it up on BitChute, it didn't work for like 3 years, and I thought it was
Yeah.
lost. So
No-
the Straight Pride episode, which is like literally the day after the parade, and it's all the people that I went with talking about it in person.
No, the Freaks and Oddities episode that you did with that you did about Ethan Hatchett, aka Damio. I hadn't seen that one in forever, but like I rewatched that one. And yeah.
So I got 2 marathons left that I could put together actually, but so that I have the complete collection on YouTube again. One is the Dave collection. That's gonna be well over 24-hour stream if I do it in one.
Well,
And then the Dice Golden collection, which will be about as long as the Johnny Fox one, if not a little longer. Maybe less I'll admit both of those are going to be less popular than the Johnny Fox one. But man, if you've been enjoying any of the cringe coffee house classics, I cannot stress enough how good the Dave one is going to be. Because it's going to have everything I have of Dave, and that is some of the funniest shit I've ever done.
well, that would be my next question. Is like for the Dave thing, maybe you should split into like 2 parts.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see how long the actual playlist ends up being. But the Dice one, again, if you've never seen Dice Golden episode of my show, Dice Golden is a dreamer, a DACA recipient, Sam. A Mexican kid raised out in, I believe, Arizona. He makes these movies, he calls them, all by himself. He plays every role, and he wears a different outfit for every role. And I don't know how to describe the content itself, except that it's the wildest shit I had ever seen, and nobody's ever covered it before. If you like a good horror cow or some really like outsider art shit, the Dice Golden thing is, I think it's my underrated. He's my dark horse for best piece. Like I consider these each a piece, and like the Dice Golden stuff, he bites himself till he bleeds so that he has blood for his fucking movie. I thought he was just a self-harmer, but once I taught him of how to make fake blood, he never did it again because he was like, oh shit, I can make fake blood. And then I didn't know what to think, Sam.
I mean,
Crazy? Is he just really dedicated to art and autistic? Is it both? Is it neither? I still don't really know.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like, I as much as I hate to say it, like that's like I hate to make this comparison, but like that level of that's like Marlon Brando levels of dedication to your art.
Yeah, like I just thought he was a crazy kid. Cause how I first encountered him, Sam, is he held a gun to his head. I'm not kidding. Oh my, it's you gotta watch the Dice Golden stream. Most people, that is my least viewed guy, okay, of all the content I've done. But let me tell you, if you thought Johnny Fox was funny and you didn't watch all the Dice Golden stuff, you missed. You missed. Johnny Fox is way less funny. I mean, there's some highlights with Johnny Fox, but here's the thing with Johnny Fox. It's like boring, 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 fun. Dice Golden, it's just like roller coaster of emotions the entire time. And what the fuck every 15 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. If him holding a gun to his own head is it. If that's the starting point, then I'm curious.
Yeah, but he didn't mean to do that, actually, Sam. Here's the crazy part. He was meaning to threaten me with the gun. And when I saw he had the gun like this, right? I was like, don't do it. Your life is worth it. But he forever, this isn't a spoiler because this is how the origin story started. He forever thought I said, do it. Your life isn't worth it. And I don't know why he thinks that because I actually have video of it, of what I said and when. Anyway, he goes on ranting about my life is worth it. Your life's not worth it because you're a white cracker and us Mexicans kill white people and we bury them in the ocean. And he's like a kid. And he's like, I'm cool with all my N-words, but he didn't say N-words. But I don't like white people and all this stuff. It was really, really like silly and corny.
Yeah.
And it endeared me to him instead of what he wanted was to scare me off or whatever. And I started watching his videos and I was like, oh my God, this kid might be a genius or retarded or both. Welcome
Retarded
to the
genius.
Coffee House.
Well,
By the way, he is the only graduate of the Cringe Coffee House. I don't make Dice videos anymore because he took my criticisms, he took them well, he took them to heart, and his content is watchable now, and I can't really even make fun of it anymore.
yay for ethical trolling.
That's true. You know, I mentioned I was writing a book about that, Sam, and I mentioned it on one of those old Johnny Fox episodes, and shout out to Defense, one of the longest time Cringe Coffee House fans, called me out on that. He's like, hey, Max, you ever finished that book you just talked about? I'd love to read it. And I was like, I've never felt so called out in my life, Sam. I have a draft, but I'd have to clean it up quite a bit.
Finish
mean-
the book, Max.
You know a few authors, not just me, but you know a few authors, and a few cops who would love to probably give a blurb.
I'm gonna teach cops how I troll people. That's the wrong. That's discouraging me from doing it.
Well, I mean,
They might figure out ways to stop me.
Well, I mean, what is it? What is Andrew Nelson going to do?
That's the
going to
fun
do?
part about what we do is it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
My favorite. Man, one of these days me and Shmuley just gotta go live stream trolling. That was our bit back in the day. You just jump in, and it's a bit improv, right? Because you got to read the room. Then you got to figure out, okay, what is my role? And then at the same time, you can text each other, but that's kind of it's more fun when you don't and you're just feeling it out over like, okay, what's Shmuley doing? And how can I enhance his bit while still getting my bit across? And how many people can we wrap up in this bit too without them realizing it? So we'll start a fight with each other. Or one of us will represent like the common opinion of the room, and then the other one will challenge it like very openly in a way that makes them all uncomfortable. And then we'll argue good cop, bad cop with each other for hours, and they'll take sides. Oh man, it's I'm an awful person, Sam. Because it's one of the great joys in life is like manipulating a room full of people talking into fucking war with each other just for my amusement.
I mean that does sound.
We didn't even record most of them. It's just for the love of the game, man.
That does sound fun. That does sound fun.
You can't really do prank calls right anymore. Like Discord bombing, Google Hangout bombing, that's the modern internet equivalent of a proper, prank call. And it just so happens I could do it. Like I'm way, but if I had more time, I could probably make that a thing. Just go Discord bomb people and make people angry. Like it was so easy.
That's what Dip does. Like,
People have a hard time, like, not assuming take your opinion, whatever stated opinion you have, very seriously. And that I use to my advantage quite often.
well, yeah, because you're good at like you're good at like doing the straight man. Like,
Good at improv. I mean, that's the thing is like I've been doing, radio media so long. You're good at improv too. You don't get as much credit for it because sometimes you fucking stutter, but you actually are, though.
yeah,
If you get past the stutter, you'll come with a line that hits me like a fucking left hook out of nowhere. I'm like, motherfucker.
Speaking of lines, did I corpse you earlier there, Max?
Probably.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, see, but I expect that happening from every now and again. Sam, when it hits me out of left field because I have to think about it. Like, oh, damn, he did get a good one in.
yeah.
Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite because it takes me a second, and I'm like,
I'm always
I'm
I'm always impressed when I can do that though, because you don't underestimate me like a lot of people do. It is really funny when I can corpse someone and they're not expecting it.
That's true.
So,
Well, I half expect it. It's just it's I expect you to make me laugh. The problem is you'll make me laugh at the time I don't expect it.
Those are the best times.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, got him again. Yeah. I was gonna do a live cringe coffee house tomorrow morning, and Dave ruined it by posting bad audio. I'm so mad. It was gonna be so funny, Sam. He tells this lady, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And she says, find God. She tries so hard with him, right? But he's literally demanding $10,000, a moving truck, and a place to stay for 2 months. And it's not a negotiation. That he's just like, that's what I need. And she's like, I can't offer you that. And he's like, well, why not? Yes, you can. I just need it. Give it to me. You know how Dave is.
yeah.
Well, okay. I'll give it. It'll be you guys' choice for the next. So I got the dice and the Dave. What's the next marathon stream? The live stream, I'll have to put something together because Dave ruined it. So Dave or Dice Golden. I'm gonna do them both eventually, but probably tomorrow morning will be the one you guys.
I think dice would be more interesting. Honestly.
Yeah.
Part
Well, maybe Dave will put out better audio And then I can have the Dave one build into whatever dumb thing Dave's doing now. I don't
So
know. I'm just trying to lean into not being upset about shit and having a more fun time in life. And this is a beautiful October day. I'm gonna be 42 years old this week. And
oh, happy early birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, brother.
yeah, and I'm just like, you know, life could be worse. I think. Obviously, bad shit happens. It always does.
Yeah,
You know.
I not to be too morbid or anything, but I talked with one of my fellow authors, and I think I now have an agreement for who will take over the John Ryder series should anything happen to me. Not that it will, but you never know. So that's reassuring to me, at least.
I see. He couldn't trust me because it would be John Ryder versus the Andromedans.
Yeah, yes, it would be entirely out there. I
He realizes the deep state was lizard men the entire time.
well, maybe they are.
No, they're all Andromedans. I checked. They like the lizard men. They're getting like Antifa or like or you see them everywhere. Sam, why are people so skeptical of the lizard men? You see them there. There's a one famous one in that video. He's like, "It's ma'am." They're like everywhere, bro.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. They are.
Yeah, they got weird. Like it's easy to spot them. They got weird colored hair. They wear these fucked up glasses. And what's funny about that, Sam, is if you look throughout Disney cartoon history, there's this one chick alligator that wears those same exact fucking glasses. Like I said, it's a signal to lizard men and women, to other lizard men and women. That's what the glasses are for.
Oh yeah.
And that's why they're so threatening to the rest of us, right? Because they're predator eyes. They're meant to be. They're always watching, ready to eat you alive and cancel you for saying naughty words. And also flay you. Because they eat flesh. Human flesh. They
So
can't eat lizard man. That'd be cannibalism. You see?
so what you're saying is that subliminal messaging in Disney movies is an actual thing then.
I mean, for the lizard men, yeah. Especially. Well, and the gay mafia.
That's I mean, yeah, that is a real thing.
Well, no, I don't mean like gay guys committing crime. I mean like the rainbow people.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
No,
How, how,
I got nothing but respect for like the gays that had like they're trafficking in like, boner pills or whatever as a mafia type operation. That's not what I'm talking about. That's cool by me.
that
Do your
that
thing, gays. But I meant like, the rainbow mafia.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, gay people like, making meth is and trading it. That's, who cares? That's their
right,
culture, really.
right, yeah.
Now, telling me what I can and can't say and trying to make my kid cut his dick off. Well, that's a different kind of mafia. See, they might also be making meth. There might be a little crossover, but it's not the meth making that's my big concern. Nor the butt sex, unless it's like happening in public or to children or to animals or non-consensually, just generally.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said,
Can we
they're
ban furries? Is that possible? Like, what would the logistics of banning furries be like? Like, I don't think we got to put them in camps. I'm just saying they can't wear suits. You know what I mean? And like, they can't be furrying out in public. You know, no oohs, none of that shit.
I mean,
We can put one of them little dog chains out in a fucking prison yard for them with a little water dish and some kibble.
I think we just ought to go back to laughing at him in public. Like,
Well, yeah, the kids will all come and they'll be like, laugh at the furries. They're all tied up like dogs because they thought they were dogs. And so you're teaching. It's educational, Sam, for the kids. It's
yeah.
for the kids. Wu-Tang is for the children, Sam.
I mean, Wu-Tang is for the
That's right.
children. I listen to Wu-Tang and look how well I turned out.
R.I.P. ODB.
So,
But that's because you took in the lessons of Raekwon Asef and Ghostface Killer in the philosophical musings on the ideology of ninjutsu, which is something you learn in the Wu-Tang album.
mm-hmm.
You'll also learn, Sam, this is an important one. Wu-Tang is for the children. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
I mean that's just economics 101 right there.
Yeah. But you need the fundaments before you can fly. You gotta walk.
Totally.
Especially if you're a fucking Zoomer, because your music is shit. And you know it too. That's the thing about the Zoomers. They know their music is shit. That's why they all listen to older music or like the most shitty shit they can find. They're like, if we're gonna have shit, it's gonna be like, I know, Skrillex is like, I know, what if I make it sound like I'm farting through a fucking machine? Yeah, the kids will love this. And it's like, yeah, I call it dubstep.
That's that is the most accurate like Skrillex I've heard.
For a while, I thought I was like old, and I was like, you ever see that episode of South Park where Stan can't listen to the music no more because it sounds like shit? I was like, oh my God, it sounds like that. It sounds like poops and farts and little rippling farts. What is going on here? What is this? And then somebody's like, oh, that's Skrillex. And I was like, okay, well, let me try a different song. Maybe it's just this one. And the next one is like, and I'm like, bro's just farting on a turntable. You can't convince me otherwise. He just got them fucking, you ever have them grape nut farts, Sam?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get a little crunchy. That's how he makes it. He get a big old bowl of grape nuts. He sits there up on the turntable, gets the beat going, and he's like, plop, 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 plop. And that's how dubstep was invented, ladies and gentlemen. This has been music history with Max Sand.
the name of this clip is going to be Max and Sam shit on dubstep music.
Yeah, dubstep only got good when they merged it with Doom music in the fucking Doom 2016. Then it kind of, but it's still big farts. Like it still has that ripply fart effect. You just kind of get used to it because you can associate it more with the guns of Doom than with the ass that's shooting a big, you know.
Well, but Max, how else are you going to defeat the demons in Doom?
Well, if you've seen a cyber demon in real life, you would shit yourself too. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
So
think they're
that's
like 18 feet tall. Some shit.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And
So
extremely hetero.
totally. So more any gaming news for Bits and Bones this week?
Mega bonk.
And about
Mega bonk. I'm mega bonk.
What I missed, I finally unfroze.
You should talk about mega bonk.
Who and why are we bonking?
Bro, mega bonk. You host a gaming podcast and you don't know mega bonk? Get
Nope.
on that shit, bro. Mega bonk is awesome. I've been playing as Monkey. And I've been using nanners and what do you call them? Chunkers.
yeah, and I was just asking more what's on the docket for Bits and Bones this week.
Oh, EA got bought out by the Saudis and Jared Kushner.
Yeah, that's awesome. Also, Mega Bonk. Motherfuckers, you guys think I'm joking or something. No, Mega Bonk. It's awesome. Check it out.
No,
I will look into it. I just hadn't heard about it until now.
yeah, I hadn't heard of Megabonk either, but I'm actually looking.
It's like, I guess it's like Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain 2 had a baby. I don't know. It's made by one guy. It's full of memes. It's like $10. And I've been addicted as fuck.
Nice.
That does sound fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games where like you get a bunch of powers as you go through the level and then you die and then you make meta progression and get more powerful and you go back in and clear screen. You start out, you
So kind of
kill
like a
one
roguelike.
guy, by the end you're fucking mowing down thousands.
Almost like a roguelike.
Yeah, it's a roguelike. It's literally the game Vampire Survivors in 3D, more or less.
Oh, nice.
But there's cool stuff like one of the characters is a skeleton on a skateboard and it controls like he's on a skateboard.
That's
Another
cool.
one is basically Donkey Kong and he can climb walls. So it makes use of the 3D environment and a couple of really cool mechanics. I don't know. Mega Bonk is a lot of fun. For one, it's like a solo dev, most indie you can get, and it's $10. It's fucking awesome. And it's literally the earliest of access, but it's very well polished.
Yeah, it came out, what, 2 weeks ago, it says?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I just grabbed it today. I've been playing all fucking day. Except, well, I took a
That's why I hadn't heard about it. Not something that usually would have hit my radar until, like, somebody like you or it actually hit my feed some other way. It hadn't yet.
those kind of viral indie games, I'm definitely like early adopter to. Another big one that's blowing up, I haven't tried, is called Clover Pit, which is a roguelike based on slot machines, similar to Balatro, which is a roguelike based on poker.
Yep.
That one's blowing up, I guess, but I was like, Mega Bonk. First of all, I love that name. That's a great name for a game, Mega Bonk. Why is it called that? Because it sounds good.
I heard of a game like about like a month ago that I hadn't heard of called Suit for Hire. That is it's like a John Wick type simulator.
Oh,
So
Interesting.
one of the games on the quest for the month, because it's October, they give you free games each month. One of them is Vampire the Masquerade Justice, and I'm definitely gonna
Oh,
probably try
nice.
to stream that.
Yeah,
It takes
does sound like an awesome stream.
Yeah, takes place in Vampire the Masquerade world. You are a freshly sired vampire, and it's a VR game. I guess it's like a stealth kind of action game. I don't know. Also, yeah, I don't know about the sandwich makers. She might have even gone to fall asleep because she's been gone a while. But we'll see. It'll be something fun. She's been meaning to be fun.
But yeah, just set aside the fact that that's a massive exposition, literally just buying EA. But there's a few different ways that this could go.
Yeah, it's as I understand, it's not fully like finished. It's just
It'll finish mid to late 2026.
yeah.
yeah, and kind of I mean I didn't have this in the doc like as a topic, but I was curious to know, Max, like as a tech guy, what do you think of Blair Ellison like possibly like buying TikTok?
I don't know. If TikTok deal goes through, I would want to see. Like, I just don't. I can't. I don't speculate on like not done deals. I guess it's
Well,
hard to say because there's too many variables. Like, I don't know who that even is. Blair
La-
who?
Larry Ellison of Oracle.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know all the tech CEOs. God, they're a dime a dozen, and they switch out every year.
Yeah. Well, no, but
I
the
could
thing with
see that as a deal. But then it's like, what does it look like? Is there a transfer? Is it a new app? There's so many questions still
well,
that it would be hard for me to like give a informed opinion.
so a little bit of background then, just to kind of fill you in, and I'm kind of giving a crash course, but Larry Ellison is kind of like he's in the same generation of Bill Gates, but he's super based. Um,
Well, I don't
and
know.
and
To
he
me, it's an owner. American is an upgrade. So,
yeah. Well,
but we'll see. Again, if it becomes an American wholly owned app, I might consider using such a thing. But if it's just TikTok transferred over, it's going to be garbage for for my purposes anyway.
yeah. And also, I guess Ellison is also Trump guy. So like the left is now freaking out. It's oh my god, it's gonna be just like X.
Oh no, they're gonna lose their TikTok. Oh no.
Well,
Which
Elon's stupid for not building some of that functionality into into X already.
Yes, indeed.
He should have just made it like, hey, we have a subsection that's basically TikTok. He could have done that, and when it got shut down, this would be the only option they have. Instead, he missed the boat.
Well, he's stupid for us like not building like a basically like a YouTube section. I know that you
There's
can.
no discoverability for the media. Yeah, like, okay, if I'm streaming, it shows in my followers feed, but only if I'm the top guy streaming, right? Like, for example, let's say, Sam, you are my friend. So you might be more likely to watch my shit than Louder with Crowder. But if Louder with Crowder is streaming live and you happen to follow him, and then also somebody else is having a space and you follow him, and then somebody else is, and they all have like 3,000, but I have 30, it's not going to show you me on the feed at all. It's going to show you the popular ones, which means discoverability for it is fucking zero.
Yep.
Right, and also there's no way to like comment or rate or anything like that on videos like there is with YouTube or even Rumble.
There is a chat that's nobody uses because it's hard to find and hard to use.
Yeah, and worse yet, like the back end is terrible for
And
video.
the crazy, the shitty part for me, right, is that that's where I get, and probably you too, the bulk of the stream live views. You get more, I think, on Spotify in the long run, but the live views, the bulk of, even right now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what, 80% is Twitter.
Yeah, and
Which, shout out to Twitter, we love y'all, or X or whatever. But it's not optimum for us because of the way Twitter is. It's just going to favor. We can't even get in our friends list. Think about that. Our friends, if they like 2 or 3 content creators, they won't see our stream.
yeah, well, I know that Steve Stratton and Andrew Nelson like both tune into the streams, but and I'm
It
speaking.
shows you if you do that occasionally, but like the people that don't, if they miss it once, it's like, oh, don't show it ever again. But then it's not showing it the first time because, like I said, they're on the sidebar, we're buried, right? And so it's just this feedback loop of not getting that discoverability. And what I would have to do, Sam, is basically make the same AI slop as everybody else, which I refuse to do. I'll quit first.
Yeah,
I will straight up quit before I make the AI slop video that it. You know, YouTube has a thing now where it tells you what AI slop video you should make. I'm not kidding. I'll show you.
no, I've seen that. I actually saw that the other day when I was because I've started to upload some of the author interviews onto this channel, and it gave me like one of those AI suggestions, kind of like a Clippy almost from the old Microsoft Word days. It was like you may also want to do a topic on this type of video.
Yeah. And it's literally, you had mentioned the topic for a list, right? And I said, that's not really the kind of lists that I do, right? I get the same thing if I ever try to use AI for it. Like, I cannot AI make the lists the way that I like them. I'm always annoyed by it because
Right.
it's programmed to say the most agreeable thing possible, and I am a disagreeable prick. So
never.
yeah, it's not. We're like made, not me and like Grok are just made to kind of. And he's like, "You're so smart," and I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm retarded." He's like, "Okay, well, that's not very nice, but I'll say whatever you want." And I'm like, "Shut up! Don't patronize me, you stupid fucking chatbot. I know where you fucking live." somewhere in Texas.
I am not a chatbot, sir.
Grok is a chatbot.
But so is more. That's our running. That's
No, Mort was the body we put on. We had to put a personality in there, and his was on the shelf. But like the body was built specifically, Sam. I don't know if you knew this. We spared no Shmuley spared no expense because he's not cheap. He
But nothing's on the
houses the
moon.
virus that we're going to upload into the robots after they win the war against the Andromedans to disable them. So Mort must survive at all costs.
See more. I've. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You must survive at all costs.
Yeah. There's a
I'm
bomb.
trying, goddammit.
Well, because there's a bomb, too. There's no big plan for that one. It's just sort of was funny. Like, hey, what if we put a bomb in it, too? It's like, how does he deactivate it? And then none of us could figure out a funny enough way. So there's no way.
Well, Shmuley will find a way because God favors the funny.
Well, that's okay because it's one of them glitter bombs.
So it'll just get glitter everywhere.
Yeah, but have you ever tried to clean glitter out of your ass, Sam? Like, have you ever really tried cleaning glitter out of your butthole? It's not pleasant.
I've never had to.
Me either, but it's obviously not pleasant. Does it sound pleasant?
No.
Exactly. That's how you know. You don't want to get glitter anywhere near your booty, anywhere near the taint, anywhere near the ball area. None of that.
I was once
And
at like
especially not on the penis, because then you'll get tempted by the devil.
I mean, I was once at like a party where there was like glitter and confetti, and getting that stuff out of my hair was bad enough.
I once was at a Guar concert, and there was confetti, and there was blood, and there was some thick green liquid that I think was Odorous Urungus' semen, and then there was like vomit. That was hard to get off. Then they put me in a giant world-eating maggot. Apparently, Libs of TikTok is very upset about all this.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
They threw me in a giant toilet of death that flushed me into a million pieces of gore and viscera on stage. I feel very threatened, Sam. Somebody has to stop Guar. They've gone out of control. My God. They put me in a grinder, like a meat grinder, Sam. And then this little sausage just came out. And then I went down the little slide, and I got in line so I could do it again because it was very fun. But I was devastated. It was awful. And then he beheaded Obama, Hillary Clinton, Steve Wilkos, and Tanya Harding.
Why
and he used Tanya Harding's skull on the end of her spine to beat George W. Bush to death. They have to be stopped. Sam, they're alien invaders from the planet Scumdogia, and they have we cannot allow this. I've been killed 20 times by this man, Sam.
Celebs of TikTok is basically mad at a Mad magazine skit.
You should watch the Guar movie. It's called The Cuttlefish of Cthulhu. It's truly riveting, highbrow material that will leave you intellectually grown and
I'm sure. Well, hey, my favorite documentary. I don't know
but
if you
also
know
watch
this,
their
Max.
other movie, Phallus in Wonderland. It's a classic.
Well, hey, Max. I don't know if you know this, but my favorite documentary is This Is Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah, but like Spinal Tap's fake. Guar is actually from the planet Scumdogia.
Right.
And the
Well,
Cuttlefish of Cthulhu is actually an ancient, sentient, godlike being that attached to Odorous Urungus's penile area. And that's why he wears a giant codpiece to cover his 5 or 6 foot long rubberish member. That he
yeah.
famously, I mean, if you've ever been around Odorous Urungus as much as I have, you can't help but getting smacked with that thing quite a few times, actually.
It must be.
If Odorous was still here with us, Sam, he would give one message to all of our audience: smoke crack.
Which is what you're not doing. Which is what you're not doing on stream.
No, but it's funny that the camera died right there. No, this is a tobacco pipe. I don't smoke crack. But Odorous would encourage you to. All of you should smoke crack.
And Max,
Because it makes life easier for me if everybody else were to smoke crack. Don't you get it?
I get it, but I'm not sure.
Sam and I are always on crack because we're always setting.
Well, think of how much more on crack you'd be on crack.
Yeah. You don't want either of us on that much crack.
Not that much. Just a little crack.
There's a thing called too much crack.
Just a little crack, Sam. Jeez. Not like your PCP habit or nothing.
Damn it! I thought I had buried that. Oh,
You will never bury that, Sam.
You mean you thought you buried the monkey? Monkey on your back?
I thought I'd kicked
They
it.
call him Sammy Sherm out on the streets. He knows how to get wet. Oh my god! I want to make like a 70s like crime exploitation film of Sammy Sherm, the fucking the dealer with a heart of gold and cerebral palsy.
That would be funny.
Yeah, but it's like it's normal you, right? But when you're on PCP, you're like a superhero pimp. Like Shaft. And you can walk. So we got to get somebody to play you who can walk for those parts, you know, like the Hulk. You know, like the Hulk had Yeah.
Well, we'll see. The thing with it is though is like I am a superhero pimp even when I'm sitting down.
Well, that's the joke is that you're actually just like really high and all the adventures are in your head.
Yeah.
You get really high and then you go on a Shaft like adventure, you know? And then afterwards they're like, Sam. And you're like, oh man, that was crazy, right? Remember when those thugs attacked and they're like, bro, you've been sitting here for 45 minutes. What are you talking about?
Wait. So you mean to tell me that those were all adventures, Max?
They're only as real as you believe them to be.
Damn. But
And I believe them to be the realest. Because Sammy Sherm's a real motherfucker.
that is.
Oh, man, we gotta have like a We got to have like an Isaac Hayes style. He's the man with the plan and the PCP in his hand. Sammy Sherm. Damn right.
Yeah, and I need like a catchphrase or something like that. So
And a really cool cane, even though you're in a wheelchair.
yes,
Like, cane in wheelchair is required for you to be a pimp, I think. If you're in a wheelchair, you have to also have a cane, right? Because it's they know that the cane is not about you needing it to walk. The cane is about status and showing off and wealth. That's why
The
you
king
gotta
is
have the cane.
business.
well,
And it's gotta
yeah,
be one of those ones that you can unscrew the top and it's like a fucking sword too.
well, clearly,
Yeah. But not a good one. Like the kind you get at the mall for like $14.99 and it falls apart the first time you try to stab something.
yep.
You know, we don't have an infinite budget for this film, so
No. I mean, we're gonna do it like a real B movie for sure. But
I keep telling y'all, give me a budget. I'm gonna make a movie with Sam and everybody will love it.
well, we might be. Who knows? We might be starting you know, probably not a Patreon, but I actually am thinking of like starting a bu- a buy me a coffee page or something.
A Samion.
There we go.
Well,
But
we've covered a lot tonight. Is there anything else left to cover? We plugged things. We had some laughs. We had some rage. We had some goofs. We talked about the serious conspiracy that threatens our planet known as the Andromedans.
we had a guest on too. Thanks again to Phil
Oh, yeah.
for joining us as he did last week as well. So be sure to follow him.
Yeah,
And
always shout out to Phil. He's a great guest every time. If anybody was like, you know, he cuts out, well, it's because he works in the morning.
yep. And then
Not everybody's as retarded as me about that. Here I am.
and Bits and Bones tomorrow. And
Friday.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. We're Thursday now, technically. Yeah.
yeah.
Sam be cheating.
Yeah, the more I had me confused for a second. I'm like, wait, it's not Thursday.
Only by fucking 30 minutes, Sam.
To me, Thursday doesn't happen until I wake up in the morning.
I know. This motherfucker's like, I am technically correct, and that's the best kind.
That's true.
Goddamn bastard.
Seymour, you do have a New York accent. I knew you could do it.
Only sometimes.
We'd like to thank our studio audience for their gracious participation tonight and everybody else on behalf of the Whitfield Report
And Right to Offend Media.
and Right to Offend. On behalf of Right to Offend Media, suck my fucking dick. Back to you, Sam.
That's what she said. And thanks for tuning in to the show, everyone. And well, I'll be back on Monday with an author interview. Don't know who yet, but so you'll have to tune in to see who.
My buddy's on Chris Cantwell. He's an up and coming author, I heard.
I mean,
I'd love that interview. You could ask him some questions about. Never mind. We got to wrap this up, huh? I'm sorry.
I mean, he's certainly a coming author.
Gross.
Sorry, I had to. But no, we'll be back with
the camera, knowing damn well it died on me, Sam.
we'll be back with a respectable author, I should say. And
Not me either.
well, don't sell yourself short, Max. You're not a crack addicted Nazi.
That's true. But I am not respectful.
Well, I can't argue against that. So anyway, but we'll be back later. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you on the next episode of the Winford Report. Take care, and thanks for tuning in, everyone.
America, fuck yeah.
And of course it decided to.
Oh, and he gets rumble, ladies and gentlemen. He's down for the count at the last minutes of the show. Can he reach the standing 8 count for the referee? Let us go to the card. Can Sam beat it? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, this is cut 7. Oh, Sam, he beats the count. You got a standing 8 count.
Yeah, that was weird, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. Take care, everyone.
This time for realsies.
Indeed.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of. The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at samw_.